Welcome in, everyone. It's October's energy update. Jeremy, welcome.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. I'm well, and I'm looking forward to this conversation with you
Hmm.
because it means a lot to us, this
Yes.
upcoming energy, and I'm really intrigued in what your take is
Hmm.
because I'm sitting in a space of I'm not sure these
Okay.
days.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're coming into the month of the Yang Fire Dog. That's an interesting combination.
it is. And it's every single day of my life.
Yeah. Is it, are you Yang
So
Fire Dog there? Oh, yeah,
I'm a young fire dog. Yeah.
you are. That's right.
In my day
Okay.
pillar. So I know something about this energy.
Yeah. So, do you mind if I
Go ahead.
share my take on it?
Yes.
Yang fire energy is anxiety. It's the unknown. And maybe that's why I'm sitting with, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And the dog is naturally an anxious creature.
Yes.
And so it just feels like the anxiety is going to be heightened. The
Hmm.
dog is also similar to the Libra sign of
Hmm.
being the judge,
Yeah.
being very
Same time of year.
judgmental, very empathetic, but also
Yes.
very critical, sees things in black and white.
Hmm.
This seems like a tough position for dog to exist in.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So share more.
Yes. Okay. There's a light side. Are you ready?
Yes, please.
Okay. So, I mentioned this on my social media yesterday, but I tend to really enjoy October. And I've always enjoyed October. November and December are my favorite, but October is fun. I like how you can smell fall or autumn in the air. I love the leaves changing, but I also
Mhm.
really, really love the whimsical nature of this
Mhm.
time of year,
Mhm.
especially October. So I think as a coping mechanism in my lifetime, having this energy just kind of built into my body of dealing with anxiety, dogs love to play. That's their
Mm.
favorite thing to do. They
Mhm.
love to play. So for years, all through my 20s and 30s, I threw an epic Halloween costume party. And I would start planning. I used to date a fashion designer, and he was one of the most creative people I've ever
Mhm.
met in my life. And me and him would collaborate for years and years on my Halloween costume. And we would start planning it and we would start making it in June.
Mhm.
And it would take me months and months to get up to the standard that I wanted. And it gave me something to look forward to during Halloween.
Okay.
So I think that there's a way to take the stress and anxiety of this combination, since the
Mhm.
dog is extremely anxious and shit is hitting the fan on the planet right now,
Mhm.
and we need something to shift our attention to. Now, that's not to say because dogs are the animal of service. Dogs, what I love to say is dogs like represent everything that the Boy Scout creed is: helpful,
Mhm.
friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful. Like
Pedophilia.
all of these, right? All of these
Sorry.
things, but they're service oriented, right?
Yeah.
Wait a minute,
Humanitarians.
what did you say?
I said pedophilia.
Well, if you're involved in religion, yes. Um, so it's one of those things where it's like, um, yes, the dog wants to help. And my mentality is if you are not in a place where you're experiencing play and experiencing lightness and experiencing the whimsy of the season, you're going to get bogged down by the stress and anxiety of everything that's going on out there because you're going to want to help. And you have to help yourself before you can go out and help anyone else.
Yeah.
And we need to be focusing on the micro. What can I do right now in the next 5 minutes to help myself feel better,
Mm.
to get out
Mhm.
of anxiety,
Mhm.
so that it gradually can go into the macro?
Yeah.
Does that make
That's
sense? Am
it,
I
it
making
makes so
sense?
much sense because we are so drawn into other worlds, other
Yeah,
people's worlds and experiences. I
yeah.
love that tip. So I think we need a go-to, whether it's, oh, I take deep breaths and I do a
Hmm.
box breathing, or I pick up a fidget spinner, or I, step outside. I love that idea of just focus on now in the next five
Hmm.
minutes, because
Yeah.
that's really all we've got is the now.
Yeah.
And when you were talking about play, me having a dog, I'm a young earth dog. So me, the play in the autumn, it feels like cooler temperatures.
Yeah.
It's, we're breaking free of this hot, intense sun that
Hmm.
doesn't even invite me to play outside. Because this is when I want to get out and walk through the
Yeah.
neighborhoods and hear the
Me
crunchy
too.
leaves and stuff.
Hmm.
And dog is a pack animal, right? It
Mm.
loves to feel needed, and it's why it's such a service animal.
Yeah.
So getting involved or reaching out,
Go
and
to a Halloween party.
the fact that we even, form these packs and go house to house looking for
Yeah.
treats is kind of ironic, that
Well,
it's
it's very dog energy, right?
very dog.
The
Yeah, I'll
dog
do a
loves to
treat. I'll
play
do a trick
games
for
and then get
you.
a treat.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a reward.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that. Um, I think that the young fire energy is probably what's concerning me the most, because we know
Absolutely.
that now the leaves are crunchy and dry. That's fuel for fire.
Hmm.
I, you know, Maybe this is a peak at what's coming
I was just going to say this is just
next
a
year.
precursor of things to come in 2026.
I think
So
so.
what I'm recommending to people and clients that I'm talking to right now are two things. There's two things. You can't, here's the thing about young energy. Young is unavoidable. It's in your face. You have to make adjustments for it. It's like the sun. If it's July in Utah and you're going to be outside, you need to make sure that you've got sunscreen, you know where the shade is going to be. Otherwise, you're going to get burned. Plus, you can't look directly at the sun or your eyes get burned, right?
Hmm.
But we can make adjustments. We can bring sunscreen. We can bring a lot of water. And this is what I'm telling people to do during October. Drink a ton of water,
Yeah.
lots and lots of water. The other thing you can do is you can go outside and connect to earth energy.
Hmm.
Earth energy can dampen some of the fire. With yang fire, we can dampen it, but we can't put it out. So counteracting that fire with water and earth is really going to be helpful this month.
I agree. I agree. Getting in the habit now of drinking water and using water is kind of one of those cooling, calming tools, whether it's a long
Mhm.
shower, a bath, just listening to the water. Um, I think it's something we're going to have to really be on top of next year. So I think bringing that in this month is an excellent idea. On top of that, do you want to talk about a couple of the relationships with the other
Yeah.
animals? The dog
Yes,
you would think would get
absolutely.
along with everybody, but we know he doesn't.
Well, there's a few animals that the dog doesn't necessarily get along with, and the
Yeah.
first one is the dragon. And both Tina and I, not only do we have dogs in our charts, but Tina has a dragon in her chart, and we're both married to people that have dragons in their charts. So
Hmm.
it's one of those things where clash energy, it provides an awareness, kind of like in Western astrology, the opposition between two planets. It provides an awareness of the difference between two energies. But also, it provides an awareness of the yin and yang of it all. What do we need from the opposite energy to learn from?
Hmm. Yeah.
So the dragon is very different from the dog. The dog is very earthbound, it's very grounded, it wants to be helpful and play, and it wants to connect. The dragon just wants to fly away from the earth, it wants to have a visionary kind of perspective, it wants to see the big picture. So, with those oppositions, right, with that clash energy, it's important to remember, especially for dragons this month, that since the dog energy is dominant, there might be a lot more emotions. There might be a lot more touchy-feely stuff going on.
Hmm.
in,
Yeah.
in October, that the dragon isn't very happy with. It doesn't want. It doesn't, the dog sees the leaves turning and it wants to cuddle. It wants to
Hmm.
wants to come closer and it wants to, sit by the fire and enjoy all
Hmm.
of the comforts of that. The dragon isn't concerned with that. The dragon wants to do its own thing. It wants to be on its own.
Yeah, and I think
So,
that's why I struggle with this month, of course,
mhm,
because dragon for me is April, which is the opposite of October.
yeah,
Aries and Libra, they're opposites.
yeah,
Um, yeah, and dragon, you know, I think the dog is going to gift the dragon some empathy, maybe
yeah.
some self care,
Hmm.
because the dragons tend not to care for themselves, and not not that they're caring for anybody. Sorry. I mean, they kind of bypass the human needs,
Yeah,
because they want to live by their own rules. So yeah, it'll be if you've got dragon at home or in your chart, watch for your own frustrations and your own critical perspective on what's
yeah.
happening and and maybe not get frustrated, but really kind of see what it's trying to teach you about yourself,
Hmm.
as a time for reflection. I think the rooster and the dog um, are not going to have a good month. The rooster. Oh, and your husband has a rooster and a
He has a
dragon.
rooster. He
Jeez.
has a rooster. And he tends to struggle with this month because he has a chronic illness that really is flared up by the change of the seasons. And October,
Oh.
especially, is one of those months where he can feel the change of the seasons and it
Mhm.
really kind of clashes with his physical energy, especially since his dragon is in the body pillar, in the day pillar.
So if you have a
So,
rooster, be careful with,
yeah, if you've got a rooster,
illness.
it's and I've used this analogy many times before, but it's like, the dog will chase the rooster and the rooster will chase the dog in the barnyard, right? Which one's going to win? Well, in October, the dog is
The
definitely
dog
going
will
to be the
win.
more dominant force.
Yeah.
So,
And these are kind of unexpected things that will happen. The
hmm,
rooster, sometimes
yeah,
it's like, oh, well, I missed the red flags. I should have known. This is
yeah.
kind of comes out of nowhere. And my grandson, who just turned 1 yesterday, he has dog, rooster, dragon in his chart. So this will be interesting to watch him
Yeah,
navigate this through life.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
There is
October's
one.
might just be a time where he just doesn't want to do much.
Um, do you want to talk about any of the other animals?
Um, well, there's two animals that are benefited by the dog, and that
Hmm.
is the horse and what's the other one? It
Tiger.
left my mind. Huh? Oh,
A
the horse and
tiger.
the tiger.
Hmm.
Yeah, they create what's called a trinity in Chinese astrology. And so
Hmm.
these animals are when they combine together. So let's say you've got two of these animals in the month of October.
Hmm.
If you've got the tiger and the horse and combined with that October dog, it gives you kind of this boost of ambition, this boost of energy.
Yeah.
They're animals of ambition and moving forward and accomplishing things. So
Yeah. It doubles that trinity for me, and
because
it's
she
kind of a
has it in her
push.
chart.
Yeah, it's a push. That's for
Yeah.
sure. There is one thing I want to talk about outside of the animals. The three stars landing in the center this month, in this three
Okay.
stars conflict,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to affect the whole. And it's a very mental game. It's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
stress, arguing, bickering, and fighting, um, on top of everything that we've already said. So we really need to be able to cool that energy down,
Yeah.
um, edit ourselves, control ourselves, you know, have ownership. It doesn't
Yeah.
all need to to be out right now, because it's just fuel for the fire.
Yeah. And dogs like to bark. And
Hmm.
so everyone wants their opinion and everyone wants to bark
Yeah,
during this time with Yang Fire. It's like, not only do I want the spotlight, I want everyone to listen to me.
yeah,
So,
exactly.
yeah, and one thing I don't know if, I know we've talked about this before, but Tina at her Etsy shop has the cures kit for the year. Every year she brings another one out right during the Chinese New Year event, which is coming up. I know that it's a little early, but it's coming up. It's just a couple months away. So just
Mhm.
start preparing for that. More news to come. But if you don't have one of her cures kits where you can fly the stars every single month as a protection for that 3 star being in the
Yeah.
center this month, go get it. Don't walk, run to get that cures kit. We still have 3 more months of this year
Hmm.
left because the Chinese New Year starts. Well, I guess 4 more
Yeah.
months of this year because
Uh,
the Chinese New Year starts on February 4th. So go to her Etsy shop and get the cures kit. It really makes a huge difference.
it really does. The Cures kit for next year should come out mid-December, end of December, I think.
Great
I'm
Christmas
sold out.
presents.
Yeah, I'm sold out of the snake kits for this year. I
Oh,
dug
okay.
deep and found one in the back of my cabinet and was able to send it off to India. This 72-year-old man says, "Please, I'll pay whatever you have because I need it." So, yeah, thank you for saying that. It's such a speaking of tools, to
Hmm.
have a tool in place, and it's not only just a kind of a cures kit, but it also brings awareness about the stuff that we're talking about, what's happening in your
Yeah.
house. So, do you want to pull a card?
Yes. Today I'm pulling from The
Mm,
Enchanted Map from Colette Baron Reed.
love that deck.
I I love her. I love her card decks as well. Okay, what do we need to know for October? Apparently nothing.
Silence.
The cards are not interested in telling us what's happening. Oh, there's one. Okay, I love this card. This is the card of encouragement. You can see these two giraffes. They're kind of connecting. There's a baby giraffe and a mama giraffe, and they're connecting, and the mama's giving the baby encouragement. This is a really, really powerful card to get. Also love that the number is 54, which adds up to 9. We're in numerologically, we're in a 9 year. Just recently, last weekend, Tina gave us a wonderful retreat and a class, and in that class, we learned that we're in a 9 year. So there's going to be some completion this month. And
Mm-hmm.
there's probably going to be some things happening in the news that are really scary. Connect to encouraging each other, connect to connection itself,
Mm-hmm.
connect to your loved
Mm.
ones, and also connect to play. It's, make things a little bit lighter this month and try not to be in arguments.
I I so appreciate that message because oftentimes when we get scared and nervous and we talk to somebody, they just fuel our fears because they're
Hmm.
scared and nervous. So rather
Yeah.
let's encourage and feel hopeful and how can we get through this moment?
Yeah.
That's such a good message. Thank you so much. Please reach out to us if you want to take a look at your
Yeah.
chart to see how this dog is going to influence you. And I know,
Hmm.
our schedules are going to start getting booked here
Yep. End of the
December,
year.
January for updates, annual
Yes.
updates. So we'll talk
So
about
book
that
now.
next month. So hang in there. We're going to do this. We're a group of souls and we're here for a reason and let's do it.
Yep.
Thanks, my friend. Take care,
Bye.
everyone. Bye bye.